Hello and welcome to whatever the Bliksem we're talking about today. This is a podcast entirely recorded on retro media. Today is the first episode of whatever Bliksem we're talking about today, technically. I recorded one previously and decided not to use it. I've got still the tape, but this is a podcast entirely recorded on retro media, meaning that will either be recorded on a cassette tape, reel-to-reel tape, micro cassette, mini cassette, even wire if I can get a recorder. I've had my eye on one. It's 4,500 rand. Don't know if I'm gonna buy it. It comes down in price most probably, but still. Anyway, this was previously known as the Unprepared Podcast. Problem was, I made that name, I made the YouTube account, which you're on now, changed the name now to whatever the books we're talking about today. Problem is, I Googled it, I Googled it and YouTube searched it. Didn't exist. Nothing came up. Googled it again to find the channel itself. Many results. So yeah, I've gone to the original name for the series, whatever the Bliksem we're talking about today. This is supposed to be me talking with a random person every week or so. Problem is, I can't get anyone to come on the show just yet. So if enough people start watching these videos, maybe I can get someone on. It's supposed to be someone random. But that's gonna work. But today you are hearing me on reel to reel. This is at 3 3/4 inches per second. Forget the centimeter a second, I think it's 9.5. Anyway, probably won't interest you. So at school, okay, we have been having a debate if sausage rolls are pies. I personally say they aren't. Everyone else says they are, and I say they're wrong because the definition of a sausage roll, according to the Oxford Dictionary, which is my main source of dictionary information, is, I can't remember word for word, but it's basically something with a crust that has walls and a separate layer for a roof type of thing. To get exceptions, but a sausage roll is not one of them. I mean, in the comments, if you think a sausage roll is a pie, I don't think it is. I even asked on Reddit. There was a percentage that disagreed with me. It was the majority, but still. What else? I've got something that I can read to you. Because, if you don't know, in our newspaper, every now and again we get advertisements for traditional African healers, or, what's it called? Stuff like that, traditional African healers. And here's one of them that made me laugh quite a bit. It's one I've had a long time. But here we are. Thank you, Mama, Ryan, and Afad. Changed my life after paying only 300 rand. My name is Tandishwa, and I'm from Soweto. I'm here to thank Mama Ryan and Chief Afad for bringing back my husband in 2 days, and for using his supernatural powers to put 3.2 million rand in my bag. My sister chose the short rats to put 4.1 million rand in the house, and the process didn't even take 1 hour. and my brother wanted 1.4 million into his account. He also got it using the short VATS process, and my friend, who's a big politician, won elections a few years ago, a large number of votes because of Mama Ryan and Chief Afad powers. He is very successful now. He even won a court case recently because of the charm Mama Ryan and Chief Afad were all happy, even after losing a lot of money to more than 30 doctors who had no powers. I recommend Mama Ryan and Professor Afad to anyone with similar problems. Okay? Yeah, that was word for word reading. That wasn't me embellishing, that was word for word. Don't know when this was in the newspaper, but that's definitely interesting. It made me laugh. You may also hear a noise in the background. That is the tape recorder. Let me put you near the tape recorder. This is the motor noise from it. So, here you go. Yeah, that was the motor noise from the tape recorder. Anyway, should mention, this is a very nice microphone. Philips knew how to make mics. Didn't know so much in the late 60s, early 70s, but I figured out by the late 70s and early 80s, so it's fine. Anyway, so what may I talk about? Well, I can talk about YouTube. There have been many new occurrences since I last recorded an episode of any podcast. So to begin with, I am now at 55 subscribers. Wow, that's a milestone and a half. Record Reconciliation is currently at 254. Oh, I'm at 56, never mind, actually I just checked. 254 for Record Reconciliation. The EV Nut is at 56. 2 separate accounts, 2 separate channels. I don't think it's proportionate considering I've put 290 videos and got 254 subscribers on that Record Reconciliation, but still. What else? I've got a new thing. I have been posting whenever I can to boost my YouTube channel. I've been posting on Reddit. That's been doing worryingly well. Because, well, I am at 1,622 karma. It's interesting. Very interesting. But, yeah, I don't know what I can really talk about now. There's not really much new that I can speak about. I got a couple of new tape recorders. I got Sanyo MR210, which I haven't shown in a video. I want to show it in a video. I got the Philips, like I said, EL2542. 3542, I think it is. I just said it at the beginning of this video, so yeah. And the Panasonic Tiny TV with a 1.5-inch CRT display. I've really been interested with that, and I've really been using the analog tune on that to check analog TV, which is still going in South Africa, surprisingly. It's turning off in July. It's currently March, June or July. Starts with a J, can't remember. But I am going to be checking it more or less at least twice a week, 2-3 times, until the end. Even taping it as much as I can. And I'm planning on doing the biggest simultaneous recording effort I have ever made on the day that analog TV is shutting off. because I am planning on recording all three SABC channels simultaneously for 24 hours. If you don't know how I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna chain VCRs and hope that these things don't back up. And that's essentially sums up my entire process. Hope and prayers. Please pray for me. I need as many as I can to get this process working. But I've had 2 VCRs back up on me in the past about month. I have to check them properly and hopefully get them working. I think one of them is dead. The other one may be salvageable, but I'll have to check. And I've been really getting back into what's it called? Radio recording. I used to record a lot of radio. Then I slowly trailed off and stopped over December, and November, December, January I sort of stopped essentially, and through the later part of February and the beginning of March now I've started again, quite enjoying it. Got quite a bit of blank cassettes if you've seen. I don't know if you see the problem is it's not going to be a lot of common views between channels, but I got up essentially 4 boxes of cassettes for a ridiculous cheap price, $100, and yeah, I still haven't I've gotten through the first box and that's it. And that's not recording, that's fast forwarding and rewinding through the tapes. That's not checking what's on them first, which I have to do for nearly all of them, to check that there's no radio recordings, which I do want to save. We're about to be at the end of the tape, so let me flip over. What I am gonna do is, as I've done previously, I will what's it called? As I said in the previous iterations of this podcast, I'm gonna link the Discord server I made for it in the description. And if you would like to join in on one of these episodes, okay, all that you have to do is join the Discord server, okay, send me a message, not a DM, but what I'll do is I'll say don't send me a message, well you can, but well, I'm not guaranteeing I'll respond. What I'll do is, whenever I am going to be recording, 10 minutes beforehand, I'll put a message in the Discord server. I'll say, if you want to join in, I'm going to be online in 10 minutes, and then I'll join the voice channel, and then we speak about whatever. I will be censoring if anyone's swearing, well, not swearing, but if anyone's using inappropriate language, as in racism. You cannot be racisms. You cannot be a racist. You cannot be the professional racing driver. But yeah. Another thing I've been getting back into is shortwave. Or not back into, but I've been getting into it. I've been trying to pick up a myriad of shortwave stations. Managed to pick up Voice of America, which is quite a strong one. Some of the BBC stations, but one that I'm really trying to pick up is Ares Here. Now, if you don't know what Ares Here is, it is Radio Sonder Grense. It's an Afrikaans station. but one that I quite like because it is a nice station. It's owned by the SABC, hence why it's still on shortwave. Possibly. I have no proof that it's still on shortwave. The internet tells me it's still on shortwave. I have no proof that it shut down here. And it shut down in a province. I can't remember, it's one of the Cape provinces. But I don't know if it shut off here. I highly doubt it's still going, but if it is, I will find it at some point. And longwave's dead. No doubt about it, there's no way there will ever be another longwave station in South Africa. It's highly doubtful any shortwave stations are starting up again. And maybe. Shortwave, no. You might get amateur stations. Remember, the license is cheaper. But yeah, it's highly unlikely. What can I speak about? I'm getting into reading again. When I say reading, I've been reading a bit more than I used to. Let me say this. When you are not, I stand by this, when you are not forced to read, you will read. Okay? You will find something to read. When you are forced to read, you're gonna stop looking. And I wasn't forced to read for a while. I got back into it. And the thing that I recommended for us to read, or they made us read, now, it's quite interesting actually. One of the prescribed reading. The other one, not so much. But yeah. I've been ripping a lot of 78s lately. The reason being is, I have got maybe a couple hundred of them, all pre-1960, because that's when 78s were really made. Before 1960, then they sort of shut down. You do get Indian 78s from like 1968, if I remember right, and stuff, Beatles ones, which is a ridiculously collectible. I was probably never gonna find some Elvis ones from the late 50s, but still. And I've been uploading them, and I don't get as much views, but I still quite like 78s. Like the music on them. I'm listening to Squad Cars also when I go to bed. The radio show that was Springbok Radio in South Africa. Quite enjoying it, and I actually think it was a bit of a lost opportunity for them to continue that, because it needs no continuous storyline and stuff. It can be a new episode every week. You can miss a week. It's quite interesting, and it's not bad. I would definitely tune in every week to listen to it, even tape it. And you might know I've been working on making my own squad cars. The Dan will do it, Marcus. Today's case, whatever it is, I don't know why I said today's case. The Dan will do it, Marcus is born from a task that I had to do, which I had to make a radio show in the vein of squad cars type of thing. It was a drama. I didn't make a drama, I made an action show. Quite enjoyed making it. Still making them. On episode 2, busy with episode 3. So quite enjoying it. It's quite a pleasant series to work on. Would love to someday get it on actual radio. Highly doubt it'll ever get picked up. Maybe my local station. But, yeah, nothing national. Considering I think those days of national radio picking up small things is done. I'm actually starting to run out of ideas. I need to start writing down these ideas as they're coming to me. I just said, I've got a tape recorder here, let me sit down and hit record. It's going about as well as I'd expect. Hmm. I'm really glad I didn't decide to do this at the four times length speed. Because I could have done this with 4 times the length. Oh, sorry, twice as long, but using each track individually. I decided not to because I ran out of ideas. What can I speak about? Well, I finally got my Sony beta movie. I think it's the BMC 100p or the 110p. It's essentially a Betamax camcorder from early 80s. It's not the best, but it's better than what I've got currently, which is a Sony. I've got it here next to me. It's a Sony SL-F1UB. It is essentially a VCR that you could connect a tuner to, and it would have a separate camera, which I do have. I saw another one. I'm actually going to, not the VCR itself, but I saw another camera, and I'm planning on getting it because the camera I've got is a bit shot. When I say that, it's a tube camera. Tube cameras aren't known for their longevity. It's working fine, it's just the color is a bit off. Yeah, I can see that it's not the best. What can I speak about? Yeah, I suppose we were talking about the Sony BMC. What I ended up getting a battery that worked. Turns out remote control car batteries work fine for it, because you get 9.5 volt remote control car batteries. Yeah, I ended up having to make an adapter. Problem is, I didn't have any new batteries, they're all quite old. So I get about 3 minutes of recording time per battery. It takes about 2 hours to charge one. Not the best. I only got 2 batteries. I'll have to buy some more, then I'll get about half an hour battery. Not really the best, but I can live with half an hour battery. Especially if I get like 5. I'm probably not gonna get 5, I'm probably gonna get 2 or 3, but still. Oh, what was it? Okay, it's just the tape moving along. Okay, well, that is the end of the episode. It seems that the tape is very close to the end, so I guess that's the end for me. This was your host here on whatever the Bliksem we are talking about today. I'd like to say thank you for listening, if you've listened this far, and have a wonderful day. Hopefully see you again next week. Hopefully see you in an episode. Join the Discord server in the description. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely night. See you tomorrow, and good night.